Hey cutie patooties, and welcome back to Cutie Nails, where everything we do here is all about nails. Y'all, I am working for you guys today, doing this voiceover. I'm gonna be using Buttercup from Nail House. When I say working, I'm just pretty much walking around the house picking up after kids, y'all. But I'm gonna be using this beautiful buttery color from Nail House today called Buttercup in order to do the base layer for my Barbie nail set today. You guys, this is a PR video, but we're gonna get into the PR goodies later on that I received from Nail Reserve. So Jenny boo girl, them dry beads is hitting for something, honey. Oh my gosh, them dry beads has changed the game for me. I'm using my size 16 Nail House brush and I'm working them beads as dry as I possibly can, and I am able to sculpt and mold this acrylic like it's clay. Now you guys, Get Nails by Jen, she has a wonderful acrylic application video out there. If you're a beginner like me, go ahead and check out her video. I'm gonna leave her channel in the description box down below so that way you guys can get directly to her channel. I'm gonna leave that specific video so it takes you right to that video. If you're a beginner and you're struggling with runny beads, y'all need to go ahead and watch that video. Sorry for all the noise in the background, you guys. I have my babies out here with me just chilling in the sunroom and they're playing. This is pretty much their play space and I can't walk away from them right now. So y'all are gonna hear them talking throughout this video. That's my little bean. Y'all hear all the noise he be making? He has such a strong voice, but yeah, I am loving working this acrylic with the methods that I learned from Get Nails by Jen. Really awesome. I'm getting a nice smooth application, still minor like divots or like dips in the nail where I need to apply more product, but not as bad as before. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to build up this nail. I'm gonna let y'all suffer through 3 nails today so that way you guys can see my progress and see exactly what I'm talking about with the dry beads. Instead of me using my Cooper odorless monomer today, I am using my Mia Secrets Fusion UV LED odorless monomer. So once I was done applying the product, I just went ahead and flash cured for about 30 seconds and then moved on to the next nail. So I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and continue to enjoy the application, and I will pop back in when it's time. Now be mindful, cuties, that this video is sped up ×2. I don't know what that is in videography terminology, but it's sped up ×2. I use KineMaster as my editing software on my phone. I take my videos on my Galaxy S22 Plus. Yes, I am a Galaxy girl. I love Galaxy Android phones. I just love them. But it's sped up, so I am in real time really taking my time. Y'all can see how dry my brush is. Dry. I go in with just the tip of the brush if I feel like I need a little bit of moisture to make the acrylic more pliable. But like Jen was mentioning, y'all see that dry bead? Like Jen was mentioning in her video, like whenever I put my brush into the powder, I was able to see that the monomer be soaked up by the acrylic powder. And I was like, yes. When I saw that it was fully soaked up, that was when I just picked up my brush out of the powder, and you guys could see how dry that bead was. So dry, but look how smooth and buttery it applies. So in the beginning, last Friday's video, I did mess up a lot. I was still trying to practice this method right here, and y'all, I got it now. I got it, and I'm so happy, so happy. So it's gonna be different for everybody because, like I said, I use odorless monomer. So just practice it until it works for you. I have to do different things, like when I dip into my monomer, if I want a medium-sized bead, I drag off the middle of the brush and I tap once in order to get just a little bit more of that monomer out of my brush, because odorless monomer is very dense. So you just have to work a little differently. If you're using regular monomer, you just have to practice and do what works for you. You guys saw I just dragged off and tapped right there for the size bead that I wanted. I just got to get a little extra. And sometimes I have to tap twice. Sometimes I have to tap once. It depends on how I felt like my brush was submerged into the liquid. But yeah, you guys continue to practice this method because it changes things a lot for you. I'm not too concerned about the sides of the tip. I'm trying to focus on keeping that acrylic on the top and center of the nail, the bulk of it at the center of the nail, because you go in and you file the underside of the nail, and all of that extra tip that's showing was filed off at the end, and nails looked gorgeous. I was not suffering from a super fat crooked fingernail this time, and you guys will see that once I get into shaping. Like this process, this method that Jen explained absolutely works, and if you guys try it, you're gonna see there's a complete change in the way you apply acrylic and how your nails turn out. So I do need to mention, even though I'm using the UV LED Fusion monomer, odorless monomer from Mia Secret, I didn't always have to like go in the light after doing a nail. Like I did the first one, and then the second one I forgot to do it, and I started doing this nail right here, and it was curing just fine. It was curing just fine on its own. And then of course, you know, I went in with the curing process after this one when I remembered again. So I mean, like 15 seconds is good enough just to flash cure it and freeze it in place. But if you're doing any acetone in your monomer, you can really do all of your nails until, you know, you get to the last one and then flash cure them all. So you guys see, at this point I was getting more comfortable with the process, getting much better with it, keeping all of that acrylic towards the center and top of the nail. And on this one and my pinky and thumb, which I did off camera, was where I had a lot of that tip showing, which meant, you know, as I was getting more comfortable with the process of using drier beads, like I was actually getting my nail to look the way she explained, the way Jen explained in her video. So I'm going to continue to do this one. This will be the last nail that you guys will see acrylic application on. And then we're going to get into a little bit of filing. I'm going to talk about some filing today so you guys can learn something new if you haven't already, that I would like to share with you guys. So at this point, I kind of get a little bit out of frame, y'all, but you guys can see I'm taking a bead to fill in an area that had a dip, and then I'm able to smooth that all the way out and get a nice smooth nail from the cuticle to the free edge. And then we're going to cure everything for a full 60 seconds, and I'll be back with filing with you guys in a second. So this is going to be sped up real quick, cuties. This is how everything is looking nice and dry and cured. And you guys see that 60/60 grit file that my nail sisters Kiara's Creations and Latina Nail Designs put me onto. I'm using it again. It feels a little different, y'all. It feels way different than an 80/80 grit file. I was having like this kind of feeling like I wasn't filing it, like it wasn't working, but it actually was. So y'all see me taking this flat bit right here, and that is what I am using to just work on the free edge, because it's very hard trying to straighten that out with your file, and this really helps. That flat bit that I got from Shein, you can also find it on Amazon and Temu, really works. I was able to make sure everything was nice and straight, and the nail was not super wide on the sides or anything like that. So I want y'all to get that bit if y'all haven't got one, because it's gonna be a game changer. And y'all see my shape card did not decline after using that bit. The shape is nice and crisp. My ring finger, my crooked middle finger is not super fat. Everything looks nice, symmetrical, and even. We're gonna clean these nails off, add some base coat, and we're gonna get into our PR products from Nail Reserve today. So as always, thank you so much, Nail Reserve, for sending me this beautiful collection from your Paradise collection. I'm gonna get into all of the colors right now, but in the description box down below, you guys will see my link to my link tree, which you will find my Nail Reserve link, and it'll automatically apply your 50% off. So the first color was Plum. Now we're getting into Find Me. Plum was a beautiful light pink with some very nice shimmers in there. The Find Me was a very nice lilac purple. They know I love purple. Young is a very muted pink, more white tones. See You, it looks black, but it's definitely a green. And I'm gonna do this a different way instead of marbling that in with the rest of the colors. And Sunset Memories, which was my absolute favorite, is the last color that I'm gonna go ahead and just swirl it together to make some marbles. I'm adding my base coat now, and I'm gonna let y'all know in advance, cuties, my camera was acting crazy. Was doing something weird, so I lost a lot of footage because I didn't want y'all to sit here and see the screen just shaking. I did leave one part in. You guys will see I didn't realize it until like a few seconds after curing the nail that the screen was shaking. My camera's where I can kind of see what I'm doing a little, kind of not see what I'm doing, and I was able to see that the screen was shaking and it just looked absolutely weird. So I lost a lot of footage because of the shakiness, but there's still a lot in here for you guys to see these beautiful Barbie nails that I came up with. So I'm just gonna make sure I retain that shape, cure that, and we're gonna get into the art piece. So I'm using Sunset Memories for my ring finger. This beautiful hollow color, and you guys see this is where my phone just started doing this shaky thing, and I was asking the kids, like, are y'all shaking the ground? Like, what are y'all doing? Because we were upstairs on the second floor, but it was my phone. I don't know what was going on with my phone, you guys. So I went ahead and just let y'all ride through this portion right here, cured it, and then when we come back, you guys will see I will skip to my pinky where we will start doing another portion of the design. Now, after getting my phone to act right, because it had still kept shaking, I didn't have enough of the polish on my mixing palette, so I just added a little bit more. I'm going to swirl that up, and that's pretty much what I did for my thumb and my pointer finger. And I've added some blossom gel to my nail. I'm going to marble that out, and then with my liner brush, I'm going to lightly add some of that See You in there. It's a very beautiful green, and now I'm just going to start assisting this marble mix to move around, so that way the CU is not overpowering the rest of the colors. Anything that has escaped on the side walls that's gonna mess up my shape, I'm just wiping it off. Be mindful, y'all see me doing this with my hands. Don't do that. Get some gloves, okay? Don't do like me. So now that everything is nice and cured, this is where we're at, and I am busting out some like vinyls that I made with my Cricut. I'm gonna add this Barbie here near the top of the nail, and I'm gonna use the other one which has the Barbie head on it as a stencil in order to create my airbrushed Barbies. Today we are getting into some airbrushing. After my last experience, I really wanted this to work, so instead of me using my sponges, I went ahead and opened up my airbrush that I received from Temu, and we're gonna get into that and start airbrushing these nails. So let's apply these letters on here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and top coat that with some no wipe top coat to just go ahead and make sure that it's nice and sealed in and my vinyl letters do not move. Now let's get that last letter on there. This Barbie is looking so super cute. I love that I have a Cricut and I'm able to create these nail stickers for my nails without having to purchase anything. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my no wipe top coat to that right now, cure that so my letters are nice and sealed in, and they felt very smooth and flush to the surface of the nail. I did a previous video a couple years ago, I think, on how to create nail stickers for if you have a Cricut, but if y'all want to see me do it again, let me know and I'll try to do something new and updated for y'all. So now I'm going to create a Frenchie on this one using this beautiful pink. These shimmers and glitters in here are so gorgeous. It's very hard to see against this buttercup, but once I added a second layer to it, it showed up a lot more. And it was absolutely gorgeous. I thought about outlining the French with some of the CU green, but it just looks so pretty on its own. I didn't want to mess it up. So I'm going to create this French, clean off the side walls to make sure I retain my shape, and then I'm going to cure and come back with the second layer. You guys see what I mean about that second coat? You can very much so see it a lot more. Now I'm just cleaning it up again to make sure any of those glitters that's sticking out and making the shape look crazy are wiped away. Then I'm gonna cure this and we're gonna get back into our airbrushing. So this cute little purple airbrush I picked up from Temu for 19 bucks, y'all. I'm going to be using the color Young, which is that muted pink that's more on the white side. I'm going to add some acetone to fill up the reservoir. Mix that in all the way to make sure that everything is nice and mixed and that color is all throughout the acetone and there's no clumps or anything like that. I'm going to seal up the top with the cover, I'm gonna apply my stencil to my nail and add some paper towel beneath the rest of my hand so that way I don't have a lot of color transferring to my skin. And then I'm going to airbrush my Barbie head onto all of the nails that have the marble on it. I went ahead and applied some matte top coat to kind of make sure this time that my airbrushing sticks to the nail. But I'm gonna do a little bit more research and see if it really matters, and if it doesn't, then next time I wouldn't do this additional step. But I'm holding my airbrush gun far away as possible and just going in little circles to make sure that everything gets nice and evenly distributed across the nail. Now this airbrush gun has, I want to say it's like 4 different pressure settings, and you can hear it when you turn it on. It's not loud, it really isn't super loud, but you can hear the different levels of air pressure, compressive pressure coming through the gun. And I was just really pressing that button very lightly, and this is what I got. I was so happy to get this airbrush, you guys. Again, my video messed up when it came time to me doing my bling, but I added some bling, added a cute little Barbie head. This is what I got. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll most definitely talk to you in my next one. Bye.